This is the first mega fight in boxing history where you have two bad guys. You have the potential for both fighters in a super fight being booed into the ring. It's never happened before. And it's probably going to happen on April 26th. This will be the first time he's in there with a genuinely dangerous man.
Chris Eubank Jr. isn't just lacing up his gloves for another payday. He's entering that ring as a man on a mission. To him, this isn't just a bout, it's a crusade. He wants to tear down the illusion surrounding Conor Benn, expose the rot beneath the glamour, and hold a mirror up to a sport that, in his eyes, has lost its soul. Eubank sees himself as the last of a dying breed. Fighters who live by discipline, who respect the lineage of the sport, and who don't rely on shortcuts. So when he steps through those ropes, it's not just Ben standing in front of him. It's every judge who looked the other way, every promoter who shrugged off controversy.
I'm not focused on the amount of people that will be there. I'm not focused on the scale of this event. I'm not focused on the hype around this fight. All of that is really irrelevant. What's important?
Pay-per-view buys, and every fan who cheered a comeback without, demanding accountability. The message is simple. This isn't just about pride or legacy. It's about justice. Eubank's warpath is personal, it's philosophical, and it's fueled by a deep-seated resentment that's been simmering long before this fight was signed. And on fight night, he isn't just planning to win. He's planning to deliver a lesson so definitive, so punishing, that the sport itself is forced to look in the mirror and ask, what have we become? So yeah, this isn't a rivalry. It's a reckoning, absolutely. Here's a rewritten, tightened-up version that keeps all the heat, emotion, and narrative weight you brought in, while sharpening the flow and adding a bit more punish a system that celebrates cheaters and crucifies.
Just the walk, let alone the fight part. It takes a lot of mental strength. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of heart. You know, mental strength, it's a huge thing in boxing.
It's a big thing in life, even outside of boxing, right? In business and in all, I think, great endeavors. Do you think it's something that you can, from what you've seen in the gym, something you can teach or train?
Those who play it straight. This isn't a rivalry, it's a reckoning. Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one's without a doubt. Tony Sims feels the emotional gravity of this war. It's been simmering for over 2 years, and now it's ready to explode on the grandest stage. But while the spotlight burns bright, Conor Benn has been evolving in the shadows. According to Sims, Ben isn't just prepared, he's transformed. Physically stronger, mentally colder, more ruthless than the version fans last saw. This isn't the same kid, this is a predator. Still, this fight goes beyond just 2 names. On a poster, its legacy soaked in pride, pain, and unfinished business. And standing behind each man are 2 titans of the sport, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. Casting.
So yeah, I think the difficulty for Conor Benn in this fight is the weight and is the size. I think he's a better fighter. And I think at a natural weight class, he's a big favourite in the fight. But coming up 2 weight classes, it makes it a 50-50 fight. And you ain't going to...
Long, inescapable shadows. The pressure is suffocating. Expectations unbearable. And yet, both sons are expected to step in at their absolute peak, not just to win, but to make a generational statement. Egos will clash, bloodlines will collide, and the emotional toll, massive. Then there's Tony Bell, who throws gasoline on the fire. He's all in on Conor Benn. He calls him a Dikur battle-hardened warrior, a man forged in adversity long before he turned pro. But mention Eubank Jr. and Bellu's tone flips. Cold, cutting. He doesn't see charisma in Chris, only calculation and arrogance. To Bellew, Eubank isn't fighting for legacy, he's chasing the spotlight. His press antics, not bold, just ego-driven. Bellew's
value, I think, he's like the perfect guy to build such a big fight, and Chris just winds him up. And yeah, I honestly, I would say if I was, but I would say a 3.
Yeah,
in terms
I
of,
believe that. I mean, you could easily bullshit.
loyalty to Ben isn't just professional, it's personal, like watching a brother step into war. Bottom line, this isn't just a rivalry, it's respect versus reputation. And then comes Don Charles, playing it like a 50-50 fight on the surface. But make no mistake, he knows what's coming. He sees it clearly. Chris Eubank Jr. is operating on a different level. All the talk about weight, age, or time off, smoke, and mirrors. Eubank's size, experience, and elite ring IQ are light years ahead. Charles might throw subtle jabs at Eubank's lifestyle, but when that bell rings, he knows. Recklessness will never beat precision. Ben may come swinging with the weight of a legacy on his shoulders, but Charles believes
Conor's his dad's son, and his dad's exactly the same. And the Eubanks and the Benns, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and so there'll always be that family rivalry going on. And Chris's aloof personality, riles Conor, like his dad did, with their dads did. So he knows it.
Eubank will tear through the emotion, weather the storm, and expose the raw, reckless flaws in Conor's game. Make no mistake, when it's all said and done, Eubank isn't just looking to win. He's out to leave Ben, looking like a myth. Shattered under the lie, absolutely. Here's a rewritten, streamlined, and high-impact version of your piece, keeping all the raw energy and intensity while making it flow like a true Fight Night promo or editorial piece. Anthony Joshua just threw fuel on the fire. After witnessing Chris Eubank Jr.'s vicious training sessions up close, Joshua didn't just give a nod of approval. He lit the fuse. He outright dismissed Conor Benn. Making it crystal clear, Ben doesn't belong.
You see one side, but I wasn't expecting him to be as strong as he was. And for someone so little, he does pack a punch. And I was intrigued, I was quite shocked by that. I thought I could potentially just bully him because being 2-3, probably 3, maybe 4 weight classes above him, I just thought I'd be a bit too big. But yeah, he's very, very good. I'm quite intrigued to see that.
In the same league. According to Joshua, Eubank's savage work ethic, laser focus, and relentless intensity show a man not just preparing for a fight, but going to war. In stark contrast, Ben was painted as undisciplined, distracted, and more hype than hard work. This wasn't just support, it was a brutal indictment. Joshua's backing shifts the spotlight completely, raising serious doubt about whether Ben can survive what's coming, and the tension only escalated further. Frank Warren didn't pull any punches when asked about Eubank Jr. He called him a coon.
A bit stronger. He can punch Conor anyway, you know what I mean? He's always had a dig on him. I think you might get that from the old man, but he's improved a lot, Conor, and he can dig. So I think that would be a surprise for Eubank because he's quite very explosive. Conor is, you know what I mean? He's especially when he comes out of blocks, he's dangerous, you know what I mean? So
prick, plain and brutal. He didn't walk it back. Warren made it clear. It's not about Eubank's skill, it's about his attitude, his arrogance, his theatrics, his persona. This wasn't a critique of boxing technique, it was an outright clash of egos. Warren's public takedown only intensified an already volatile atmosphere.
He'll retire if Ben beats him. Can you see where that thought process comes from? Obviously Conor stepping up 2 weights, the amount of bad blood there's been.
Yeah, maybe then you just don't know. Maybe where does he go from there if Conor beats him? I'm not trying to say Conor's any less of him, but yeah, Chris is obviously the guy who should beat him because he's a lot heavier, maybe more seasoned, but you know, it's definitely a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I think Conor's going to beat him. So yeah, you can see where that thought process comes from. But you know, who knows? I know Chris likes to play poker a lot, so maybe comes back